Rules to Live By was initiated by MSHA to improve the prevention of fatalities in mining. MSHA analyzed the conditions and practices that caused or contributed to fatal accidents over a 10-year period. They determined that the following standards were frequently cited in fatal accident investigations. When you operate mobile equipment, you must maintain control of the equipment while it is in motion. You must operate the equipment at speeds appropriate for the type of equipment you are using. Consider the road conditions, the grade of the road, visibility, clearance, and traffic. Don't ever let the pressure to complete a job quickly override driving safely. Power circuits carry power to electrical loads. They often carry high voltages and consist of incoming main power, a motor starter, and the motor. Power circuits must be de-energized before work is done on them unless hotline tools are used. Warning signs must be posted. Switches must be locked out to prevent the power circuits from being energized. Lockout devices can only be removed by the person who installed them. The brakes on self-propelled mobile equipment must be capable of stopping and holding the equipment with its typical load on the maximum grade it travels. Make sure you follow your company's procedures to test the brakes on your equipment during your pre-shift inspection. Never perform repairs on equipment until the power is off and the machinery or equipment is blocked against hazardous motion. You can allow some motion or activation for adjustments that can't be made any other way, but the person working must be protected from that motion. One of the easiest safety measures you can take to prevent injury or death is to wear a seatbelt. Seatbelts must be worn by any equipment operator. Don't even think about operating equipment without wearing your seatbelt. When you leave equipment unattended, make sure the controls are placed in the parked position and the parking brake is set. When you must park on a grade, chalk the wheels or tracks or turn them into the bank. Runaway equipment is extremely dangerous. Don't take shortcuts. Always wear safety belts and lines where there is a danger of falling. There must be a second person to tend the lifeline if you enter a bin, tank, or other dangerous area. OSHA requires anyone walking or working on a surface with unprotected sides and edges that is 6 feet or more above a lower level must be protected from falling by the use of a guardrail system, safety net system, or personal fall arrest system. In many cases, compliance with this OSHA standard will satisfy the requirements of this MSHA standard. MSHA will evaluate all work area hazards to ensure appropriate fall protection provisions are in place to protect miners from fall hazards. Ladders, platforms, or staging must be provided for persons required to enter bins, hoppers, silos, tanks, or surge piles. No one can enter until the supply and discharge of materials has been stopped and the equipment is locked out. Anyone entering must wear a harness equipped with a lifeline. A second person, similarly equipped, must be stationed near where the lifeline is fastened to adjust it as needed. Stay clear of suspended loads. You never know when a load will shift or break loose. There is no reason for you to be in that position. If there is an area where a safety hazard exists that might not be immediately obvious to employees, it must be barricaded or warning signs must be posted at all approaches. Warning signs must be visible, legible, and display the nature of the hazard and any protective action required. Miners must receive task training anytime they are assigned a task they have no previous work experience with. This training must include the health and safety aspects of the task, including safe work procedures, physical and health hazards of chemicals in the work area, protective measures they can take against these hazards, and the contents of the mine's HAZCOM program. This training must be provided before the miner performs the new task. Mining methods must be used that maintain wall, bank, and slope stability in places where miners work or travel while performing their assigned tasks. If benching is required, The width and height must be based on the type of equipment used for cleaning the benches or scaling the walls, banks, and slopes. Ground conditions that create a hazard must be taken down or supported before other work or travel is permitted in the affected area. Post warning signs or barriers against entry. Defects on equipment, machinery, or tools that affect safety must be corrected in a timely manner to prevent the creation of a hazard to persons. Life jackets or belts must be worn where there is danger from falling into water. As you can see, little things can make the difference between working safely and losing your life. Keep in mind that accidents don't only happen to new miners. They also happen to experienced miners who think they can bypass the standards. Don't ever become complacent doing your job. Follow the rules to live by, and all the rules, and work safely.